Hello, everyone. We are at the Motor Speedway of the South for the biggest race of the season. And that being the Dinoco 400. So, real quick, I guess it's not going to be, I don't know how quick it's going to be, but just a quick preview of the race. We have 30 drivers here tonight, or this afternoon, competing for the win, and 4 of those are Dinoco sponsored cars, that being Cal Weathers, Brian Rohrbaugh, The King, and Lightning McQueen. We have a couple Dinoco 400 rookies. Number 121, number 4, Nigel Gearsley, I believe Lewis Hamilton, Rich Mixon, and H.J. Hollis, and then several other drivers. Anyways, here's my prediction on tonight's race. My pick, the 24, Jeff Gorvette to win. The highest finishing rookie, I think it's going to be H.J. Hollis. It's the Dinoco 400. Expect the unexpected. It's going to be a crazy race. Last year, I don't think anyone saw Cam Spinner winning. I don't think anyone predicted that the King would crash out. I mean, it was crazy. The King was in contention. He was in first place, and then he gets taken out by Danny Swervez, and Cam Spinner wins the race. So I will give Cam Spinner credit. He put himself in position to win the race. Anyways, Raul Sarul is your pole sitter. Cam Spinner is the defending winner. He's starting 5th here today for the Dinoco 400. As I mentioned, this is the biggest race of the year. A sponsor of the series. Anyways, let's get down to business. So, as I've mentioned, we have several drivers here. Raul Sarul, shoot to the rookie. They were the fastest in qualifying, so they guaranteed a spot into the 400 just because of that. And then your dual winners are Lewis Hamilton and Brian Rohrbaugh. Also, I will add that in the top 8 alone, we have Lewis Hamilton, Carl Veloso, and number 121. We have multiple rookies, 3, just who qualified so well, and I just wanted to give them a shout out because of how well they qualified and just how fast they were. So there was a lot of, I want to say something about Rich Mixon. He is that pink car. He did not do so well in the duels. As a matter of fact, he crashed out. And he had to go to the LCQ races. But here's the thing. I completely forgot to put him in the LCQ races. Trust me, I don't feel good about it. I felt bad that I forgot about him because he's actually got speed. He's, for a rookie, he has speed. He's got like 4 top 10s in a row. He's 3rd in the Rookie of the Year standings. He has excelled expectations, in my opinion. So I decided, so here's what I thought. I was like, if he was lower in the standings, I'm not going to put him in. But he was high enough in the standings. I was being generous. I mean, I wasn't being generous by forgetting about him, but by putting him in the race and allowing him to race, I was feeling generous. So there is that. The only downside of him racing is that if he's going to win the 400, he's going to have to do it starting from dead last. He's starting dead last because he did not complete his dual attempt, and he did not complete the LCQ races. So he's in. However, as I mentioned, he's not going to be starting very good, and track position is key. So The reason why you see fast cars, like for example, this car's won races, this car's won a race, this car's won a race. The reason they're starting so poorly is because they crashed out in their dual races. They were already locked into the event. They just crashed out in the duels, so that meant that they were not going to start very well for the 400. And the reason why they were locked in is because they had already won a race. Jeff Corvette's won 3 times, Bobby won Bristol, and Cal won Thomasville. Anyways, just a quick rundown of the rules, same as usual. If you take a car, you push it around the track, wherever it lands, you take it off, set it to the inside. If a car makes contact with another parked car, that's a DNF, but only is if it's a very violent impact and you can hear a very hard hit. The impact's hard. That's it. Because this is a shorter oval, the drivers are allowed to use the bumper. They can go like, kind of move them out of the way. They can use their bumper. I mean, stock cars have bumpers for a reason. They can, and they're called bumpers on race cars for a reason. You can bump them out of the way, move them out of the way, bump and run. So that's what they can do. They are allowed to do that. They just cannot violently hit another driver, just like what happened last year when the King was taken out by Danny Suarez. If a car makes an abrupt stop for whatever reason, that is also considered a DNF. And if a car comes off of the racing surface for whatever reason, that is also a DNF. This is unscripted diecast racing. You gotta expect the unexpected, just like what I said. It's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. So, 1 minute you can be dominating this race, and the next you get taken out. So, it is definitely a very interesting race. It's the Dinoco 400. It's the biggest race of the year. And before we get to racing, I want to go over the standings real quick. Jeff Corvette, he's the only driver with 30 or more points. He's got 36. He's in a comfortable lead over H.J. Hollis, who is tied for second with 28 points. He's tied with Raul Sarul, the pole sitter. Jackson Storm is tied for third with Bobby Swift with 27 points. And Rich Mixon with 24 points is also tied with another driver. That's Carlo Veloso. Nigel Gearsley all by himself with 20 points. Cal Weathers with 18 points. And Ton Jr. with 15. And those are the highest top 10 drivers. The drivers with the most points, I guess. The drivers who went home, the drivers who were eliminated from the 400 were Ramirez, missed it for the second year in a row, Ton, Shifter, Rutherford, Daryl Cartrip, Chick Hicks, Krusty Roeder. Those are the drivers that did not make the 400. Anyways, this is the Dinoco 400. It is time for racing. I've talked enough. Here is the 06 car of Raul Sarul. French rally car is on the pole. He will open the race in first. Let's see what he can do. Oh man, Raul Sarul has crashed out of the Dinoco 400. He is out. Raul Sarul is out. He will not earn any points here today. Tough luck for the 06. Man, he was really dominant. Anyways, here is the really dominant in the races before this. Races leading up. Here is the 7 of Shu Todoroki. And Shu right now will lead us off. Here's your dual one winner, Lewis Hamilton. Let's see what Lewis can do. Oh, Lewis Hamilton did give him the bumper. That was quite an, you can bump him out of the way. I did say that you could hear the impact. It wasn't like though he flipped and then he hit the 7. I said, it's usually a violent impact that takes out the other driver. So because that wasn't necessarily too violent, but you did still hear an impact, Lewis Hamilton is still in contention. he's just not going to take the lead away because he didn't fully give him the bumper, I guess. I don't know if that made any sense. Besides, we don't usually do the bump and run rules at short tracks. We only do it here because this is a shorter oval with 30 drivers. There could be a limited space. Just limited space. Anyways, here is the 37 car of BR Brian Rorba. Oh no, he has crashed out. No, he has crashed out of the 400. Not only that, but he flew. He went flying. I think he took off on turn number 3. I'm not sure. I just know that he flew off the racetrack. That sucks. 37 is our first, I guess our second TNF of the day. Here is the 31 of Cam Spinner. Your defending Dinoco 400 champion, Cam Spinner. Let's see what Cam can do. And a little bit loose there in turn number 1. However, he will remain the leader, or he will take first place. Up next, we have the 68, a phenomenal rookie. Here is H.J. Hollis, who, as I mentioned, he's just been fantastic this year. Let's see what H.J. can do. And he's going to move the 2 out of the way. That's not going to mean much because he's not going to really be in contention for the race lead. However, he is going to get around Lewis Hamilton. Here is the king, the 43, Strip Weathers. Oh! 2 Dinoco drivers, 2 flights. Man. 2 Dinoco drivers decided they didn't want to race and said they wanted to fly. Maybe it should have been planes instead of race cars. Here is the 06. Sorry, I don't know why I say the 06. I've said this before in the past. I don't know. The 8, Carla Veloso. Let's see what she can do. Ooh, very interesting lap. Very slow lap as well. Carla, unfortunately, will be in last place. She'll have the last position. Here is the number 121, Marcus Carrickson, a Dinoco 400 rookie. Marcus almost took the lead. He almost took the lead away from Cam Spinner. Not going to be enough. He's going to have to settle for second right now. However, not a bad lap at all for someone who is brand new to the Dinoco Cup Series. Up next, we have Bubba Wheelhouse, the number 23 car. And Bubba's going to get around Hamilton. They make a little bit of contact. Here is the 90 of Paul Gonrev. Gonrev hit Wheelhouse just a little bit. And he also got around Shu Todoroki. Gonrev up to 3rd. Here is the number 24 of William Byrev, the red and gold 24. Holy cow, an amazing lap from the 24, shot out of a cannon. He is now your new race leader. We have a new leader. It's William Byrev. He takes the lead away from the defending race winner, Cam Spinner. Here is the number 1 of Ton Jr. Let's see what the number 1 car can do. He's not done If I was to say that it's been a good year, I'd be lying. But you know, not every season can be a good season for a race car driver. Anyways, here is the one of Ton Jr. in the Monster Energy car. Ah, that was painful to watch. Not a fast lap at all. At least we were faster than the Carlo Veloso, but not going to earn any points. Man, it has been painful for these. Like, for example, the 62 didn't even make it. The 37 crashed out. My car didn't crash out. My car being the number one. He didn't crash out, but he didn't show any speed either. That was a very, very crummy, pathetic lap. Up next, we got the 99 of Danny Suarez. Let's see what Danny can do. Suarez got a great run on the front straightaway. He's going to be in the 4th position. No sponsor, no problem. He still has speed. Here is the 9, Nigel Gearsley. This is his first Dinoco 400. He didn't race last year because he was too slow. He didn't show up. But he's been better this year. He won the season opener. He's earned several points. Let's see what Nigel can do. Nigel Gearsley to the lead. He was able to remain on the racing surface. He's got, I guess, 2 wheels on, 2 wheels off. That has happened before. Nigel Gearsley is the new leader. New race leader, Nigel Gearsley. He's going to take the lead away from William Byrav. Here is the 22 of Go Logano. He finished runner-up last year in the 400. And he makes contact with the 9 car, man. You're supposed to just bump them out of the way, not completely crash into them. 22 did not do that, and as a result, I hate to say this, look, because he didn't give him the bumper. He straight up took him out. Like, look at the position the 22's in, look at the 9's at. It looks like the 22 just junked him. It really does. Unfortunately, that will result in a DNF for both drivers. The 22 made lots of contact with the 9. That will end both of their days. Here's the German. The 4 of Max Schnell. The 99, he doesn't have a spoiler. He still made the show. The 4, or 99. 99, he didn't have a sponsor. He still made the show. The 4, he doesn't even have a spoiler. He didn't have a rear spoiler. Now he just kind of looks like a regular street car with racing decals on him. He had speed. He showed up. Let's see what he can do in a Dinoco 400. Oh! Another flight has taken off. He's flown off the racetrack, and that'll result in a DNF. Here's the 54 of Herb Kerbler. Let's see what Herb's got up his sleeves. Great lap. He's going to bump into the back of the number 121 car. He gives him the bumper. However, that doesn't really mean anything because he didn't really get around him. Herb's going to have to settle for 4th. Cam Spinner, he's in the exact same position he was last year. He was in 2nd, put himself in position until something happened, and he became the new Dinoco 400 champion. Here is the 84 car of Davey Apex. Let's see what the 84 can do. 84 of all that whole organization, the 84 is in, the 74 is in, 64 did not make it. So still, that whole team has failed to have a race where all three drivers make the show. Anyways, here is the 84 car. Whoops. Did not mean for that to happen. Here's the 84. Whoa, 84 car is going to crash out. The 999 did move. Just a little bit. It wasn't much contact. 84, however, he is done for the day. That is a DNF. Here's the 5 of Miguel Camino. He's had a quietly underrated season. He's kind of flown under the radar. Let's see what the Spaniard can do. And new race leader, it is Miguel Camino. He takes the lead away from the 24 car. New leader and barely gets around the 24 car, Miguel Camino. Here is the 74, Slider Petrolski. He struggled in duels, struggled in the LCQ, but at least he didn't crash out. I mean, it's just not been a good year for that team. He's just happy to be here, honestly, because he did not get to race in the 400 last year. Not a good lap whatsoever. He's going to get around Carlo Veloso. Here is the 12 of Ryan inside Laney. The only reason he's here racing is because some circumstances happened in the duels. Or happened in the LCQ. Duels and LCQ. If, like, for example, the 76 and the 86 didn't struggle so much, then he would not be in the 400. Anyways, let's see what Ryan inside Laney can do. And a very slow lap from the 12. However, he is going to get around the Carlo Veloso and the 74. Here is the 70 of Floyd Muvahill. Let's see what the 70 can do. Floyd Muvahill. He made slight contact with Cam Spinner. That is going to be a questionable call. He moved him out of the way. It was not violent contact, I will add. So you are allowed to move him out of the way. That's what he did. He didn't completely it wasn't a violent impact between the 70 and the 31. There was no hard physical contact. It was just like, it's kind of like a, hey, I bumped into you, and now I'm gonna race for the lead, and that's what happened. The 70 car is now the new leader. He takes lead away from Miguel Camino. New leader alert. It's the 70. A lot of lead changes in this race. Anyways, here is the 95 of McQueen. Look at how banged up this car is. I got this thing for like my 3rd birthday, and I've had it ever since. Look at all the paint chips. Yep, I was not very nice to this car as a kid growing up. But he's in the 400 for the 2nd consecutive year. Let's see what McQueen can do. Oh, and that is a big crash. So the 99 for sure is out. 99 is out. McQueen is out. And he came oh so close to taking out that 70 car. Wow. 99 is out. 95 is out. Big crash. The 54, he slightly moved. He's still in contention. But wow, it wasn't a bad lap at all. I mean, McQueen had a good lap going until I don't know. He crashed out. So McQueen will not finish the race. It's just been a tough race for these Dinoco-sponsored cars. McQueen crashes out, and then Werba flew. Strip Weathers flew, and then Cruz Ramirez didn't even make the show. So Dinoco has one last hope if they want to win the 400. Here is the 10 of Eric Almirola. Eric Almirola, he's going to get around Kerbler, won't quite get around the number 121 car. So right now, he is currently 6th. Right now, it's the 70 who is the race leader. Then it's Camino and the 24. They're running 1, 2, 3. Then it's Spinner, 121, 10, and then the 54. Anyways, just a handful of cars left to go, guys. Here is the 20 of Jackson Storm. He still has yet to win a race. Let's see what the 20 is capable of doing here today. And what a lap from the 20. A very fast lap. He moves the 70 slightly, ever so slightly. Guys, Jackson Storm, your new race leader. It is the 20. The 20 car, he made slight contact with the 70 car. It wasn't violent. It wasn't no hard impact. That we didn't make, a violent contact. He just kind of, he didn't give him the bumper. He side pancaked him just a little bit. And the 20 is your new race leader here at the 400. Several lead changes. I'm loving it. Just 4 cars left to go here at the Motor Speedway of the South. It's been a great race. Anyways, these 4 cars have looked incredibly fast throughout the season. Let's see. We have the 24, the 19, the 42, and the 36. Anyways, here is the 24 car of Jeff Corvette, the winningest driver of the year. No driver other than Jeff has more than 3 wins, which is just crazy. That's just crazy to me to really think about. Anyways, let's see what the 24 car can do. Oh, he is out. He is out of this race. The 24 car crashed over there in turn 4. He won the last race. He entered this race the points leader. That's probably not going to stay the same. Wow. He is out. It just was not meant to be. The 74 car he also made contact with. 74, he just moved. He didn't flip over. 74's, I guess, still in it. However, he's not going to win the race. That's crazy. Jeff Corvette, he kind of laid an egg during this weekend, which is crazy because he's the fastest driver all season long. He's won multiple poles. He's won 3 races. Crashes out in duel 2. Wrecks out. I don't know if he was in duel 2. Or he wrecks out in his respective duel. Just crazy to think about that. The winningest driver crashed out of the biggest race of the year. Just 3 cars left to go. And believe it or not, guys, they're all rookies. Here is the 19 of Bobby Swift. He made his debut last year at the 400, and it was just this race only. Now he's running full-time. Not only is he running full-time, but he even won a race. He won at Bristol. Anyways, let's see what the 19 can do. Can he lay down a fast one? Oh, he's going to completely move the 20 out of the way. Not only that, but this thing was moved. He's going to bump him. And can you imagine if he actually wins? But there's just been so many questionable calls. It's hard for me to really digest what just happened. So what just happened from my point of view, the 19 completed his lap. He bumps into the 20. They did make contact. You're allowed to give them the bumper. That's something that you are allowed to do. There was no major impact. However, when he did bump him, he didn't get ahead of him. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but the 19 car will remain in second place. So he is still in contention. He's probably not going to win this race unless something happens to Jackson Storm. Just 2 cars left to go. We have, I gotta fix the track. There we go. We have Cal Weathers. Cal won Thomasville just a couple weeks ago. Let's see what Cal can do. And the new race leader goes to Cal Weathers. New leader, Cal Weathers. Cal takes the lead away from Storm, shot out of a cannon. A fast lap from the 42 right there goes Cal Weathers. Wow, man, that was wicked fast. Shot out of a cannon. Man, he was fast. We have just 1 car left to go. As I mentioned, this driver originally wasn't going to race. I completely forgot about him. I forgot to put him in LCQ races. That was my mistake. So I was like, you know what? He's got enough points on the year. He's currently sitting tied for 6th with 24 points. If he was lower, I wouldn't have let him in. But, you know, I was feeling generous. So, Rich Mixon, final car to go in the Dinoco 400. Let's see what happens. Oh boy, this has been a great race. And he is going to hit the 19 car. So I guess we're going to focus real quick on that. So he makes contact with the 19. He dives low. He doesn't necessarily make a huge amount of impact, just ever so slightly hit him. He technically he wasn't really ahead of him when that happened. He's still just a little bit behind. Anyways, he's going to finish 3rd. Guys, we have a new race winner. A Dinoco car has just won the Dinoco 400. Checkered flag will fly for Cal Weathers. Cal Weathers has just won the Dinoco 400. A Dinoco car wins the Dinoco 400. When it seemed impossible for Team Dinoco to win, you know, his teammates did not do so well. McQueen crashed out. The 51, she failed to make the race. The 37 and the 43, they both took off. They flew right off the racetrack. It seemed impossible for this team to get it done. But they have done the impossible. And I want to give a quick shout out. Cal Weathers did not qualify well at all. He started dead last, or not dead last, he started towards the back of the field. So he had a long way to go. He was a man on a mission from the time he set all 4 of his Lightyear tires on the racetrack. He was determined to take the lead away. Cal Weathers wins the Dinoco 400. For the 2nd consecutive year, a blue car has won it. Last year it was Cam. This year it's Cal, as Cal has just won the biggest race of his career. This is awesome to see a car sponsored by Dinoco actually win the event. Cal, congrats, man, on your win. Wow, this was such a great race, guys. We had so many lead changes. We had guys crashing out. We had guys doing whatever they had to do to get around another driver. Several lead changes, several leaders. I tell you what, that 42. Wow, he just had a great lap. I mean, he really did. You know, he shot out of a cannon that was a rocket ship. He had a rocket ship, and he brought it to the racetrack. I mean, ignore his result in the duels, because that does not do its justice to show you how good this 42 car is. This 42 car, guys, has just won the freaking Dinoco 400, the biggest race of the year. He won it. He won it big time. Anyways, guys, Cal Weathers wins for the third time in his career. And he gets it done here at the Motor Speedway of the South. Coming in second place, it is Jackson Storm. He had a good day. He really did. He led a few laps. Just if it weren't for the 42, he probably would have won. But guys, I want to say that last year in the 400, the runner-up started horribly, and this year in the 400, the guy who won did not start well. So it doesn't really matter where you start in the race. It just matters how you finish. He didn't start good. He started horribly. But guess what? He finished first place. In third, it's Bobby Swift. In fourth, it's Rich Mixon. So just in the top four, in the top four, we have three rookies. Three rookies inside the top four. That is crazy. In fifth, it was Floyd Mulvihill. In sixth, it was Miguel Camino. In seventh, it was the 24 of William Byrev. You know, he was actually pretty good. You know, he had a very decent day. So shout out to William Byrev. Great day. Hats off to him. Sorry, I lost where I was going. Cal was first, Storm was second, third was the 19, fourth was Mixon, fifth 70, sixth Camino, seventh is Byrev, eighth it was Cam Spinner, your defending Dinoco 400 champion, finishes eighth. In ninth, it is Marcus Clarkson, and in 10th, it's the 10 of Eric Allen Rolling. In 11th, it's Herb Kerbler. In 12th, he's covered up by the checkered flag, but it's Paul Gonrev. In 13th, it's Shuto Aroki. Then in 14th, it's H.J. Hollis. In 15th, finishing 15th, it's Bubba Wheelhouse. Finishing 16th is Lewis Hamilton. Finishing 17th is Ryan Inside Laney. Finishing 18th is Petrolsky. Finishing 19th is Veloso. And finishing in last is the number 1 car of Ton Jr. Anyways, that is it from the Motor Speedway of the South. Cal Weathers wins the Dinoco 400. A Dinoco car wins the Dinoco 400. Man, that's awesome. It's awesome when you win your sponsor's race. Cal, congrats, man. He earned it. So, great race. Great win for Cal. This is his second win in just 3 races. Anyways, that is it from the Motor Speedway of the South. Once again, congrats to Cal. Congrats to everyone on that 42 team. Congrats to Dinoco. Great race. I hope you all enjoyed. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Wow. This is way better than last year's race. Way better, in my opinion. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. From the voice of the Dinoco Cup Series, I'm Chris Ton Jr., signing off.